Breaking news, my wonderful people. See what is going on. Peter Obi says, I apologize on behalf of Obiedient. Peter Obi responds to claim of abuse by his supporters. So I don't know what you're talking about. These are individuals who are supporting me. Men and women, boys and girls, youths and teenagers who have a right of their own, know what they are doing. And then you come out to tell me that, I must, I should control them. These people have been angry for such a long time. I can't be going around controlling men and women, telling them what to do and what not to do. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't be going around and telling men and women, boys and girls who have been truly angry for God knows how long, failed government, failed administration. We can't be telling them what to do. We can't do that. You see, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. 2023, I apologize on behalf of Obiedient. Peter Obi responds to claim of abuse by his supporters. Reports of insults and abuse of the opposition by Obiedient, the self-styled supporters of Peter Obi, has led to a reaction from the presidential candidate, the former Anambra State Governor. Obi, who is running for the presidency on the platform of Labour Party in 2023, on Monday responded to claim of online bullying and abuse by some supporters during the interview on Arise TV. He noted that campaigns should run harmoniously while condemning the abuse being meted on by his supporters. I apologize on behalf of Obiedient. I don't abuse people, and I don't believe in abusing people, Obi has said. He further reiterated the illegality of continuous fueling of fuel subsidy, the payment, calling it an organized crime going on in Nigeria. I have said that this fuel subsidy in Nigeria is an absolute lies. We need to have our refineries working again. Illegal refineries have taken over because we have no true refinery working. If we have refinery working, nobody will come up with illegal refinery. The view of the Labour Party in the government has explained the benefit of why there is really no jobs for Nigerians, yet we are enriching other nations. The time to arise is now. The time to do something better is now. Nigerians must know that the need for the change is not for one person, it's for every one of us to arise. We have refineries that the government have granted for their own personal use. How can we continue like that and think that things will suddenly fall in place? We have refineries that should employ youth all over the country. This is why there is hunger and starvation, and why we must ensure that we pick the right candidate, someone who is really intentional and serious to bring the nation back in order. Many of the people who want to be president do not care on how the nation can become better or how the youth can be taken care of. Most of them have their own interests, not preparing at all for this nation to become a great place. So this is what is happening, my people. This is what is going on, and why we all with one accord must not allow these people to continue to decide our faith. Okay? We must not allow them to continue to decide our faith. Most of them are not particularly concerned. Okay? Most of them are not particularly concerned of what is happening to Nigerians. Most of them are only working out for themselves. And if you ask me, if anything is really going to change, if we're going to have that change that, will bring this country to the right perspective where she ought to be, then it is up to you and I to ensure that when we go to that polls, we are voting for the right people. We are voting for the right persons. We are voting for the right people. We're not just leaving things to chance. Okay? We're not just leaving things to chance. Because the truth of the matter is, if every one of us, nobody really stands up and really, make sure that the change we're envisaging it's not just going to happen. People are there just lying, collecting, and doing things that they do. And you think things are just going to happen? It's not just going to happen. If change is going to come, you will see Nigerians, we have to get on it. Yes? So these are some of the things that, we are all looking at, and why together we must bring this nation back on the track of where she needs to be. Remember, it's up to you and I to bring this country out of the present predicament. Remember, it's up to you and I for that change to come. It's going to happen because you are intentionally working at it. I am intentionally working at it. Okay? And every one of us are working at it to bring about the change. Don't sit back there and pretend that everything is working well. Let's ensure that at the end of the day, okay, we do what is necessary, we do what is right, and we bring Nigeria out of the current, the current situation that have kept us aback. Remember that every one of us, okay, have a duty, and if we do not rise up for it, they will keep us, they will keep us in a very terrible position that we may not be able to come out of it. So arise, my people. It's the dawn of a new day. Remember, you and I must change the course of this nation. Yes, by the decisions we are making, okay? By the decisions we are making, you and I must work at it. Don't just sit back there and say, oh, yeah, it's all right. No, it's not all right. No, it's not all right. And if the change is going to come, we will all have a duty to perform to ensure that at the end of the day, the change becomes the reality. Yes, it will not just happen, remember. So it will not, remember that you and I will have to get the right persons in perspective, the right persons in place. You and I will have to do everything humanly speaking possible to bring Nigeria to where she ought to be today. Yes, the days upon us have shown to us again and again. Okay, we have to rise up. We have to rise up, and we need to make sure that Nigerians are doing all they possibly can, okay, for the need, for the urgent need for this nation to become what she ought to be. Okay? Nigeria has to become what she ought to be. Remember, you have a voice. Remember, you have a voice. Every one of us must arise. Please, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. Remember, you have a voice. Please speak out. Speak out. God bless. Bye for now.